My name is Maurice, and I go by Reese. My pronouns are he, him, and when I'm in drag, I'm Anastasia. And I love she, her pronouns when I'm in drag, just because if you're gonna get all dressed up like that, might as well call me a lady. I probably have 15 different jobs at any given day, but the majority is I do drag. So I perform in nightclubs and cabaret venues and brunches and every possible space that you can imagine. And then I teach yoga as well for a living. Drag, to me, is quite literally Shakespearean in origin. So D-R-A-G is dressed as girl. So originally, women, of course, were not allowed on stage because women weren't allowed to do anything. So drag was a political statement. We dressed men up as women to be on stage. In modern day, it's quite similarly the same. Drag is expression, it's arts. Drag is power, it's protection. It's really, drag queens are kind of the pioneers or the engineers or the seekers of a lot of our pride. We are on microphones a lot. We're constantly talking to the masses, and we bring laughter and joy and thoughts, and we help process pain and sorrow. And it really, at the end of the day, is an art form of entertainment. Anastasia is a showgirl, so she is a tried and true chameleon of the stage, can play any genre, any decade, any style, and is able to be a constant entertainer. So that's always how I explain her. She's a showgirl. She brings forth everything from dancing to singing to modern to the 1920s. It really just doesn't matter. It's anything that can be performed. That's what Anastasia brings. So Drag Nation is a monthly event that happens at Trax nightclub here in Denver. And it's a gathering of the girls that are in town that are on the caliber of performing with dancers and with high fashion and upbeat mixes. It's really pretty specific. The producers want it to feel like a show, like you're at a Gaga concert or you're at a J-Lo concert or you're at this really high energy concert.
Purple hat, cheetah print, dancing on the people, rolled up at the after joint, dancing on the people.
And they assign you choreographers and they assign you dancers. You get to pick your mix and you get to pick your outfit and your hair and all of that stuff. And you pretty much get 2 hours to learn choreography the week before the performance. And you rehearse it on video by yourself, and then you get one rehearsal on the stage, and then you perform it live. So you have to be of a high caliber of a dancer, of a performer, to be able to even perform this show. There's a RuPaul's Drag Race contestant typically at every show. This one we had Aja, and she did her own raps and stuff, which is so cool, and she's really famous. The Moulin Rouge themed brunch is so unique because it was a restaurant bar turned into a immersive art experience. And so really being able to play the part of Satine, from Moulin Rouge, Nicole Kidman's character, like people just, their jaw drop. That's really fun. It's fun to be in people's faces a little bit more and be really immersed in their energy. And then there's a wine bar, and that location, they actually, in their brand, wrote in these characters of these 1920s flapper girls. And so they reached out to some of us personally, knowing that we were actors, and asked us to come and be these real life versions of their branding. And that is my favorite, honestly, because I love the 1920s. I love anything that has to do with that era, the golden era, Chicago, cabaret, all that jazz, the early modern Millie, the Great Gatsby, the list goes on and on and on. It's like my favorite fashion era. So being able to dress up like that person that is Anastasia. I stay in shape for performances definitely through yoga. A lot of my audience consistently comments on my flexibility or my grace. Shri Ganesha, Shri Ganesha, Shri Ganesha Rakshamam. This is what I explain when I'm teaching yoga to my students. Grace is not just what we imagine of a ballerina. That's like our immediate thought. We think graceful. Really, grace is just connecting your movement. And so as a dancer and as a yogi, I'm able to bring that into this beast that is Anastasia. She's on heels, she's corseted, there's a huge wig, there's so much couture. Like, how do you make it look so effortless? It's yoga. To me, I'm able to carry my center and carry my body in such a way that, yeah, I feel strong. It's mainly yoga. I don't work out any other way, actually. The political arena of drag right now is high. The temperature is very high. We are being scapegoated as an easy target. It's going to get very interesting for the opposition. I'm currently in 2 separate groups that are rallying to do sit-ins and marches coming up very soon at certain places for Colorado legislation. We can't stay down and we really want Colorado to be a refugee state for young trans children so that they and their families can come here and be protected and be safe. We just want somewhere to be. It's sad that as a drag queen, our main job is to be political. It really is. Like, we're meant to be loud and stand up for those that cannot speak up for themselves. So we're always protecting our queer community. We're always protecting anybody that we really can, because the shell of a drag queen is so confident and so loud and so big that we do get noticed. No more time to behave, 'cause we're queer and we're here and we're brave. As far as guns and everything that is just being so put forth right now, they're utilizing our story to enrage other people. And really, at the end of the day, we just want to exist. We just want to live. We just want to love who we want to love. We just want to perform. I don't really know how to feel. I feel scared. I feel upset. I feel angry. I feel bothered. No one gets left behind. From the very beginning of a lot of queer revolution, there's Stonewall, where a black trans woman, a drag queen, threw the first brick that really started the revolution that we know today of queer liberation. And it's going to be the same thing again. Drag queens are going to fight louder and harder. Anytime to show you how loud I can be. Yeah, what I would say to someone who really is against humans expressing themselves, whether they are against someone being trans, or whether they're against me doing drag, or whether they're against even me being gay based on their religion or their upbringing, we've always given them a free pass. I'm 37. I have been to many pride marches. I came out when I was 12. I've always given religious and Republican and very different opinions. I've always given them a free pass because I knew that it was not really an argument to have with them. Like, oh, okay, well, you don't think I should be gay because God says so. You're wrong, but I understand the Bible told you so. Or you don't think that I should be able to marry who I want or be transgender because you're Republican. Well, I get that too, because we've been fighting you forever, and I understand your point of view from your side, but I don't agree, but whatever, to each their own. That's just not the case anymore. So what I would say to them is, you're wrong. You're absolutely the problem here. You're what's wrong with this country. You're causing all of this death and fear and hate. You're causing people to literally be in such an unsafe space that young trans youth are killing themselves at a rate that is astronomical, that while black trans women are being murdered at a higher rate than any other category of human right now, that's what we should be talking about. Not should drag queens be reading stories to children. If you're worried about the children, ban every gun that is out there, every single one of them. And that's the discussion I'm having now. My main argument right now with my family, my father in Florida, his argument is the bathroom and transgender people being in the bathroom and a little child being near that trans person and being uncomfortable. This is a very common argument. So I say, okay, so you are uncomfortable because someone inside of a location could be at risk or could create danger for that child. So by your logic, this is where I often get in the biggest argument because I've now had this many times. By their logic, we could then ban all men from churches because so many men have hurt so many children inside churches. So we should just ban men from church. And this is where the argument starts to get very fun because this point of view is aggressive and it's pointed and it's very emotional and it's not correct. I don't believe that for a minute. But I love saying it because it immediately shows them how ridiculous this argument is. You want to ban trans people from the bathroom? You want to ban drag queens from being around a child? A drag queen is only ever going to inspire that child's life. There is not one record of a drag queen hurting a child. Not one. But there is plenty of men that have hurt children. So that's my argument these days. And it doesn't go over well because it ends the argument very quickly. And I love it.
Years and years to understand.
I think the main thing that I would love to just share and add is that drag really saves lives. That the whole point of dressing up is exactly that, to dress up. It's an expression of this maybe scared or sad or worried or anxious or fearful person on the inside that you're able to bring forth this confident outer shell. As someone who's very confident, I don't struggle with that. But what I know that I do bring is that my confidence is a beacon. It's this light that someone else is like, wow, if she can be up there having so much fun, I know that I could maybe wear a pretty color tomorrow to work. Or I can tell my queer child that they're accepted and that they're loved because they saw this happy adult, expressing themselves, and maybe they'll think twice about when their young boy puts on their heels as a funny thing, or their young girl is a tomboy and they're critiquing or judging them, wanting them to wear dresses. Like seeing an adult version, all grown up, who's accepted who they are is their queer identity. That's what I hope to consistently do as a drag queen, and that's what I hope that maybe this video expresses as well. Is love everybody. That's even drag queens are up there loving the people that hate us. And we're saying, it's okay. We get it. We love you, but you got to calm down. Let us live. You're hurting us right now. And all we're trying to do is bring joy to everybody's life and bring political statements because someone has to stand up. And yeah, drag is not a crime.
'Cause there's no more time to behave. 'Cause we're here and we're queer. And we're brave.